Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here with another episode of Friday Night Magic. This week we are playing my take on a Golgari Elves build. I'll go through the card choices right now. We're running 4 Thornbow Archers just to have some early drops. Plus against anyone who doesn't have Elves out on the board, it's a little more damage. We're running 2 Bone Splinters just to be able to get rid of some big creatures if we have to. 3 Dwynen Elite, which is just awesome for filling the board with elves. Elvish Visionary is an elf and draws you a card. What more do you want? Evolutionary Leap allows us to keep swinging and or blocking if the case may be while keeping creatures out on the board. We're running 2 Reave Souls, again just to clear the way in case we need to. 1 Nissa, Vastwood Seer. She also is an elf. 3 Jagged-Scar Archers, which are quite good in this deck, especially with the number of token generators that we have. 2 Reclamation Sages as a nod to how good enchantments are in this format. 3 Shaman of the Pack, which I don't think I need to explain that. We're playing elves and this deals a lot of damage when you have a lot of elves out. Dwynen, I think that's how you say that, Dwynen. Gilt-Leaf Daen, which is an elf lord. He also has reach and pumps up your elves. Don't, whatever you do, try to cast 2 of these at once. It is a legendary creature. It's also life gain if it lives long enough for you to be able to swing with it. Lys Alana Huntmaster. 4 of those because we like 1/1 elf tokens. 2 Gilt-Leaf Winnower, which is removal and also a nice finisher because it has menace, which means they have to block it with at least 2 creatures or they can't block it at all. Woodland Bellower, which is not an elf but can fetch most elves in the deck. It's really good if you need to remove an enchantment without having a Reclamation Sage in your hand, or if you want to fetch up your Shaman here and finish them off with a last burst of life loss. In the way of lands, we're running 6 swamps, 9 forests, 2 woodland cemeteries, 4 Golgari Guildgates, and 4 evolving wilds. You may notice I'm running 25 land in this deck. The reason being is I like being able to cast my spells. I feel that I have the best chance of winning if I have enough land out and am able to actually play a game of Magic. So without further ado, let's get in there. I will also put a deck list for this deck in the description. I'm going to keep this just to have an easier way for anyone that wants to access it. Go ahead and fetch us forest and let our opponent go. This is a decent hand. Hopefully we can draw into some bigger stuff, but 2 Elvish Visionaries is very nice. I could have just played a swamp and dropped a Thornbow Archer, but I wanted to be able to drop Visionary on turn 2. And we could drop Shaman on turn 3. I don't think I will though. I would like to get a little bit more out of it. And now we are going to need a second green source at some point, hopefully fairly soon. So we're playing what looks like a Simic build of some sort. Go ahead and swing in, see if they have anything to do to my Visionary. I would not be sad at all if they decided to bounce it back to my hand. But that's not the case. Let's see if we can find a forest. If not, we'll drop our swamp and play Thornbow Archers. Okay, so we did find a forest. Well, not a forest, but a green source. So that's good. Depending on what he plays, we'll see what we want to drop next turn. Alright, we'll go ahead and attack with our Visionaries. Looks like our opponent has gotten a rather slow start. I don't know if their deck is designed to be that way. Maybe some sort of a mill variant. Alright, we're going to play a swamp and start out with a Thornbow Archer. See if that can draw any kind of something out, and it doesn't, so I'm now going to try Jagged-Scar. And that's going to be a beefy body. Yeah. I was trying to get him to play a calculated dismissal if he had one. with the Thornbow Archer, but very smartly they held back. Still, this is an adequate amount of damage here. Anchor the Ether is quite annoying. I'm guessing they're going to anchor... Oh, maybe not. I'd imagine they're going to anchor our Thornbow Archer. Yeah, because they don't want us to get another draw off of our Elvish Visionary. And they know exactly what we're drawing. So let's get in there for 2 more. And at this point, I think I am going to drop the Thornbow and then our Shaman of the Pack, as well as play out our land. For an aggro deck, this deck is kind of mana hungry, which is also another reason that I'm running 25 land, which with Evolving Wilds, it kind of counts a little bit less than 25 if you play those and sack them, because they thin your deck out and lower the concentration of land cards that you're able to draw. Outland Colossus. We will be Bone Splintersing that right in its face. Alright, I'm going to do that right now. Get rid of this, and then we'll swing in for 6 damage. 6 because the archers are going to do make them lose a point of life when we attack with them, due to them not having any elves. I'm going to hold this forest in my hand. If I top deck another land, I'll play a land next turn. But I do want to make our opponent think that we have other things that we can be doing. It may cause them to misplay. Ah, Nissa. Well, at least they can't flip her this turn unless they cast a land fetch like Nissa's Pilgrimage of something. Undercity Troll, okay. And we're very close to just outright killing our opponent. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm going to play this now. The question is, do I swing with everything and get 2 damage in? They'll lose 2 from the archer. 1 from the archer when I attack, and then one of these 1/1 power creatures is going to hit the face. I don't think it's worth it. I think I am just going to play... Although, they don't have enough to regenerate the troll right now. Yeah, I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack. Stay aggressive. It's a solid argument for not attacking too. Oh, okay, good, good. I mean, I would have been happy for the 3 damage as well, but having that troll off the board is rather nice. And hopefully this will live or stay in play long enough to get some activations off of it. I will readily cast my Reclamation Sage with no enchantment or artifact target, just to get the 1/1 elf token. Question is here, do you make a 4/4 to block with, or do you +1 for card advantage? I'm guessing +1 for card advantage because of the sack of the Evolving Wilds, trying to get land out of the deck and draw something that they can cast. Oh no, we're going with the 4/4. I can definitely understand that. Alright. So, I can swing with both of these and try to kill Nissa, which is not a bad thing to do. Nissa being on the board is not super great for us. I think though I'm just going to cast Reclamation Sage and pass the turn. Disperse, okay. I still get the, yeah, it's when I cast, so I still get the 1/1 token. Yes. If they wanted to stop me from doing that, there really isn't any way with the amount of land I have. Though, maybe they're just trying to keep me from attacking and being able to get to Nissa? Not really sure. Okay, another bounce. For those of you that aren't aware, triggers can't be stopped by removing the source of the trigger. Once they're on the stack, they're going to happen unless you play some sort of spell or ability such as Stifle, which can stop a trigger, or Torpor Orb, which just, stops triggers. Trick Bind, which is basically uncounterable Stifle. There's ways to stop it, but I'm not going to get into that. If you want to look up counterbalance and things like that. All right. So we're at a little bit of a standstill at the moment. I can't readily kill Nissa now, and he has a troll that's able to regenerate. One card in hand. What would be very nice is to top deck another Shaman. There are 3 in the deck, which is the max we can run because they're uncommons. And that would, if they're not holding a counter spell, that would just outright win the game, because that would make me 4 Elves in play, and it would do 4 drain life. And I would probably just cast it without casting the Lys Alana Huntmaster first, simply because that would make it to where I could pay for calculated dismissal here. I'm going to attempt to play my Huntmaster. Kind of expecting a counterspell. Not. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. I will pass. Don't want to swing for just 1 damage and lose 2 creatures. Woodland Bellower would be a great draw as well. Have we got another bounce? Yep. That's a lot of disperses. 1 more left in our opponent's deck now. Very smart to do it at the end of turn so I can't replay it. I mean, they don't know I have a land in hand, but you would make that play regardless. Jessian Thief. This is very similar to a lot of the Simic decks I've seen. Very similar to the Simic deck I played a few weeks back on Friday Night Magic. Hopefully we can finish this game, because the longer it draws out without us being able to generate a lot of tokens, the more likely it is that we are going to lose. I can see swinging with the troll here, to be honest. I probably would do that if it was me. If I block it and I kill it, he can regenerate it. If I don't, then it gets renowned. I mean, it's pretty much a win-win situation, and I can't see having the extra body to block with being super, super useful at this board state. Of course, I mean, he doesn't know that I'm not running any type of pump effects like Wild Size or Primal Bellow or Titanic Growth, so maybe it's the smarter play not to do that. Right, I'm going to play my Huntmaster. Should stick this time. And then I'm going to Reave Soul this Jessian Thief. If I Reave Soul the troll, it will just regenerate. Don't want to let our opponent draw into something that would let that thief get through and give our opponent card draw. As you can see, Jessian Thief has prowess, and if it hits a player, then the controller draws a card, and I'm still not going to attack. I need a little bit more of a critical mass to be able to get through. Telling time, okay? Our opponent may find something useful in those 3 cards. Telling time's not really card advantage because it just replaces itself, but it is card selection, which is also quite nice. What did you get, friend? Something that's making you think, it seems. Well, you know what's on top, so, because you put that there. 1 card on top, 1 in bottom, 1 in hand. And our opponent cannot make another 4/4 while this is alive. Well, they can, but 1 will die because they are legendary. This is a very convoluted board state. Neither one of us can make a lot of profitable attacks. Wow, the 4th Disperse. Now that, I mean, it's not super bad. I probably would have just waited on it, to be honest. I don't know how profitable it is to do that main phase. Would have probably been much better to just wait and do it on my end step again. Because theoretically, I guess they could be stopping us from casting other things. I'm going to play our last land now, and now this is where stuff gets a little bit ridiculous. Our opponent could have Dispersal Wave, I think that's what it's called. It's an X spell that bounces all creatures with casting cost X or less. Yes, I want to use this ability. And now every elf we cast is going to make 2 1/1 tokens. And if our opponent does not do something now, we're going to kill them. So our opponent drew a card this time that they did not know was coming. So let's see what we do here. Oh, that's very bad for them. Smart play though, thin out the land of your deck, make it much more, well not much more, but that much more likely that Nissa is going to draw something relevant for them here. And right now, they pretty much need the dispersion card, Dispersal Wave. I'm not sure. Well, Telling Time could find it as well. Wish I could remember the exact name of that card, but I can't at the moment. So the question is, why have you not cast your Telling Time yet? You need to. There you go. Alright, so one in hand, one on top, one on the bottom. Taking a long time to choose. If it's not something good, our opponent's just straight out dead. Wild Instincts. Ah, fight. Well, that's good. Be able to kill one of those. And that makes it where our opponent's just not just flat out dead. So there is that. Hopefully we will draw a Shaman. We didn't. And now the question is, do we swing in for 2 damage? Which would make us lose our Huntmaster. I think we don't. Honestly, which we don't want Nissa to ult. There's still 3 turns before that can happen. 2 to get it up to a 7, and then the next turn they can ult it. And if they ult it, we're dead. If it comes down to it, I will swing just to keep her at bay. The most we can get through will be 3 damage, which is not enough. I'm just going to pass the turn. Because to get through 3 damage, I would have to attack with my Huntmaster as well, which would kill her. I don't want that to happen. She is my primary source of everything right now. Creatures, card advantage, all that jazz. Foundry is very bad for us as well. I feel this game slipping away. I did try this deck when I was testing it with some rogues passages and different things in the deck. I just found the colorless to be a real problem, and there were games that I lost simply because I couldn't cast my spells correctly. I'm gonna take this. Yeah. And where you cast you can't pop your Foundry now. Okay, that's game. Good game, opponent. Let's swing for the win. So it really wouldn't have mattered if our opponent kept the Gaia's Revenge back to block, we would have still killed them. If they'd left land up to pump Foundry and not cast the Guy's Revenge, they could have stayed alive there. Alright, so this is not a good hand. I can't drop these until second turn, and I can't cast these for a long time. I'm going to mulligan. This is better. Not great, but better. So we'll see what we can do with this. So, Orzhov, possibly a third color. Go ahead and play our Guildgate. If our opponent doesn't drop anything, I'll probably hold off on the Dwynen Elite. I would like to get the extra elf from it if possible. Yeah, I'm not going to cast it because it's not going to do anything versus this guy anyway. This guy's first strike. Alright. I'm guessing this is an aura-based deck, just by what I've seen of the format. We'll go ahead and pass. Next turn we can drop our Jagged-Scar or Reclamation Sage. Then, if they survive, we'll be able to play our Dwynen Elite and pump out a token. Do need to draw another land within the next 2 turns if possible. Be able to start casting our 4-drops. Yup. This is definitely an aura-based deck with this thing. Okay, so there is our 4th land. I'm very happy to see that. Jagged-Scar Archers is going to be good versus this if I can get it big enough before our opponent gets his too big to even handle. The Reclamation Sage is going to be nice against this deck too, I'm guessing, if we can stay alive long enough for any of this to be relevant. If our opponent gets a super good start, which they've begun that, we're going to be hard up to deal with this. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to block. Our opponent doesn't appear to have an aura in hand. If they did, I would assume that it would be cast pre-combat to get his pump on the Blessed Spirits. Another Blessed Spirits. Okay. Now that's good. It's very good. I think I'm going to cast our Huntmaster first, though. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully it will survive to where I can start pumping out tokens. I'm going to wait until their turn. That way I can possibly respond to an enchantment and get a 2-for-1 out of it. If they're smart, though, they will cast the enchantment on the console, because, or not console, but yeah, console's lieutenant, so that I can't do that with our Jagged-Scar Archers, which can tap to deal its damage to a flyer. What is this guy? Okay, so I've got to do this now. Kill one of these. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to swing for 8 damage. Ooh, I can't afford to block with my Huntmaster. On a brighter note, I can kill the Blessed Spirits next turn. Alright, so I think casting my other Huntmaster is the call here. Yeah, definitely is. Yes, I do. Now we've got some chump blockers. Continue. Hopefully they don't have any pump in hand right now. That way I can block with my archers and use its tap ability. If they do, it's going to be less good for us because I'll have to block with one of our Huntmasters. Sigil. Yeah, I need to... Well, no, I don't. I don't need to, because our archers can kill that, even with the +1/+1. That sigil is going to get Reclamation Saged for sure. Alrighty. Yup. So block here, confirm, pause, and kill this. And we may, against all odds, be able to pull this thing out. Alright, play our land. I'm going to Reclamation Sage this. Yes. Yes. And I do... Give me the choice there. Okay. I do want to kill that. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to cast the Dwynen's Elite. And if our opponent doesn't languish us, which actually is a possibility they could have languish in this deck, we should be able to win next turn with our Lord here. Alright. Attack with all. No reason to hold back at this point. I'm going to get that damage in. Alright, no languish. One time, no languish. Come on. So, no languish. Okay, so gain 3 life. I don't think that's going to matter, though. I have to block. Block with a token. And we should have this. Just in case, I'm going to play this out correctly here. Go ahead and Visionary. And make our tokens here. Okay, now I will cast our Lord. Yep. Our Lord and Savior Dwynen. Attack with all. Don't think they can block enough damage to stay alive here. I may be wrong. No, I was right. Okay. Good deal. I guess if I wanted to be doubly sure, I would have taken the time to actually add up all the damage, but eyeballing it seemed to work that time. Okay, I can't keep this. I can keep this, I think. Yeah, this is okay. I'll start with the Guildgate. Can drop the Evolving Wilds next turn and play our Thornbow Archer. Or, if it looks like our opponent is slow, maybe just drop the Evo Leap. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Going to play our Evolutionary Leap. Okay. So, are you mono green? I've seen a few mono green decks lately. Nope, Golgari. Looks like a Golgari control of some sort playing the Gate Creeper Vine. He's gone to the trouble to invest coins to foil that sucker out. Maybe foiled out several things in the deck. The Guildgate's foiled. Alright. So I'm not going to play the Evo or the Evolving Wilds because I want to draw some more lands. Play that, and I will drop our Thornbow Archers with mana up to sack it to Evo Leap. Go ahead and pass back to our opponent. And we can swing with this Archer and still do one life loss to our opponent. Now we can't. Do I want to sacrifice this thing to Evo Leap? I don't think I do. And we can't do that because Reclamation Sage is an elf, and the 1 life loss will not trigger with the elf out. I think we cast Dwynen's Elite. It's off curve, but that gives us more bodies for our Jagged-Scar Archers later. Hopefully our opponent doesn't just untap and languish us, though it would be better for it to happen now than in a turn or two when we've got a bigger board. Get a forest. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve. Not gonna attack. Doesn't really serve a purpose. What are we looking at here? Okay. I got that with the Guildgate. Or with the Gatecreeper Vine, rather. What else? Visionary? Okay. Not super glad to see it, but at least it isn't something worse. And again, we've got to be cognizant of not overextending into a board wipe. Don't honestly see us having much choice because we can't get through it all right now. I think I will attack with everything and see what happens. Then post-combat I may be able to better see what should be played. I'm leaning on the side of a Jagged-Scar Archers. Expect Reclamation Sage to trade with the Elite. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll just let it through. Nope, there we go. You're going to kill a token as well. Nope. Leaving the Archers, or the Visionaries, out there. Alright. Go ahead and play our Archers then, as a 3/3. And pass the turn. Go for a forest. Oh, that's bad for us. We may not be able, to get through this much control. Go ahead and do this. Yep. Hopefully we can draw something to let us get some damage in. Our opponent feels safe enough to go on the offensive. Guess I would feel safe too if my opponent only had a 1/1 token. Dwynen's Elite's nice. No real use to attack with our token. Although I could be bluff it. See if our opponent lets it through. They may conjecture that I have a wild size or something. And maybe they don't care to lose the Gatecreeper Vine even so. We'll see. Okay, they called the bluff. That's fine. I am going to risk... No, I'm not. I'm not going to risk a languish. I'm going to just keep these in my hand. Because with this right now, I can actually start to do some damage if our opponent doesn't deal with it a little bit. That's pretty good. Would like to get a Bone Splinters now. Kill that demon. May be able to deal with it with Jagged-Scar Archers, but I'm not going to count on that. Because, oh, there's Bone Splinters. Very nice. Let's kill this thing then. And I think I've got to play my Archers now. The way this is going, I really don't expect to win this game. Not going to attack. I don't care for this to set there because it does 2 damage to him every turn. Yeah. Would love to draw my second Evo Leap though. Okay, and there goes my archers. And gets rid of his 2 damage a turn to himself at the same time. And there's their Evo Leap. So we're in trouble. That Gate Creeper Vine's going to get sacked at the end of my turn if it doesn't block and sack in response. Well, let's attack. Question is whether he trades Visionary for my token or saves it to sack to Evo Leap. Okay, so we're not Evo Leaping then. Or are we? Okay, yeah, that's more what I expected. Okay. So the Gate Creeper is going to get sacked for sure. And the Elvish Visionary maybe. He may want to just get rid of my token though. There's another Gate Creeper Vine. Yeah, okay. Not unexpected. See what we can draw. I'll play that as well. Alright, I'm going to hold on to that. If I draw another land, I can play it next turn. I kind of expect to be languished right now. Maybe not. Okay. What else do you have? Okay, so Evo Leap main phase on the Gate Creeper Vine. Perilous Mirror, that's pretty good. Not for us. That deals with 2 of our creatures. Perilous Mirror is very good. I mean, I have to attack. Maybe our opponent sacks it to Evo Leap. Block a Visionary, sack it to Evo Leap, kill our Elite, and just leave the 2 1/1s out and get the effective Evolutionary Leap at the same time. It's actually probably the better play. Yep, that's what's happening. What is coming up? Flesh Bag. That's also not good for us. I don't want to drop the Shaman. I just don't want to lose every damage source that I have to one spell. Okay. And he can pause, sack this to Evo Leap, and end up with super card advantage there. Oh man, that's bad. Yeah. I do not think we can overcome this. I know I've said that already, but it's the fact still remains. No reason not to play it now. Well, I mean, you can't win them all. Even with the best deck there is, there's going to be times that you lose and just can't get there. And I'm not saying this is the best deck there is, far from it. How many creatures are in your graveyard? 8. Wow. So if that thing hits us, we're taking 9 damage. Kofed. Or Kothafed. Yeah. That's bad. Alright, skip attack. This should be over rather quickly with Kofed in play now. Yeah. Guess I'll sack a Visionary. Which will let our opponent lose a life and draw a card. Wow. Yeah, we are so dead. I mean, if I want to stay alive here, I have to block this, so let's block it. And our Shaman will die because this thing has Death Touch. There's pretty much nothing I can draw that's going to even give me a chance to pull this game out. That's fine though. Alright, so we're super dead. We are so dead that we couldn't be raised by necromantic summons. We're exiled from play. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this Friday Night Magic. Once again, if you'd like to have access to an easier to use version of the deck list, I will have that in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, it really does help. Consider subscribing to the channel. I put up Friday Night Magic every Friday, as the name kind of suggests. And until next time, be excellent to each other.